Self-Development. Lee TV. Parental Neglect, Teen Runaways, and Sexual Violence. Teenage runaway and sexual violence is a serious social problem that is driven by parental neglect and lack of education. Recent studies have shown that runaway youth are more likely to experience sexual violence, which is directly linked to a lack of parental care. In response, there is a need to strengthen sexual violence prevention for male youth, as well as runaway prevention education and remedies. Running away from home is a trigger for both male and female youth to commit or be victimized by crime. After running away from home, the phenomenon of collectivization of crimes such as robbery, theft, violence, and sex trafficking through runaway-related cafes, entertainment areas, and introductions to friends through live chat has become a recent social problem. Female adolescents are at high risk of being exposed to forced prostitution and sexual assault by adult males or peers who lure them with job offers and accommodation. Parental neglect, in particular, is directly linked to youth runaways and sexual victimization. Parental neglect refers to acts of intentional or negligent neglect of upbringing and protection by a guardian who is responsible for the child's upbringing. According to a recent research paper by Professor Park Wong-shin of the Department of Police and Security Administration at Gyeongnam National University of Information Technology, the impact of youth runaway experience on sexual crime victimization. Korean Journal of Public Security and Administration, Volno 20, No. 2, May 2023. Runaway youth are more likely to experience sexual crime victimization if they are female, if they are neglected by their parents, if they have a high level of runaway experience, and if they have a high level of access to harmful establishments. The study was conducted by analyzing secondary data from the 2020 Child and Youth Rights Survey conducted by the Youth Policy Research Institute. A total of 8,623 male and female adolescents enrolled in secondary and high schools in metropolitan cities and provinces nationwide were surveyed. Boys accounted for 4,473, or 51.9%, and girls accounted for 4,150, or 48.1%. 31.3% of the adolescents said their families were economically well off. 44.6% considered themselves to be middle class, and 23.3% considered themselves to be economically poor. Based on the findings of the study, Park suggested alternative approaches to preventing sexual violence and delinquency among youth. First, more attention and education is needed to prevent sexual violence among male youth. Currently, support for female children and female adolescent victims of sexual violence is expanding, with more female police officers and female psychological counselors. However, male children and male adolescent victims are less likely to be reported to police officers and counselors who are female, so they often have to confide in female police officers and counselors. However, the status of sexual violence victims of children and adolescents shows that the number of male victims of sexual violence has been increasing in recent years, and the Sunflower Project report shows that male victims account for about 16% of the total. Therefore, it is necessary to secure male psychological counselors in the police. Secondly, it is necessary to educate young people not to run away from home, and if they do run away, to educate and raise awareness about the dangers of criminal victimization and the difficulties of being protected by various societies. In addition, we should actively promote runaway relief measures to help runaways return home safely. Thirdly, we must actively prevent young people from accessing tempting and harmful environments such as bars and entertainment venues. To be effective, parental supervision and monitoring must be adequate at home, and to reduce potential criminal damage, parents need to be aware of where and with whom their children are, and to maintain their interest and affection, for example, by reminding them to return home on time. Active parental supervision and guidance, as well as education to protect young people from harmful environments, is essential. We all need to work together to help young people grow up safe and healthy. Source: comedy.com, Ohio Soon Park. Thanks for whack thing.